as I'm someone with anxiety, self-checkout is usually what I choose if I have the option between a cashier or self-checkout, because I would rather not have to interact with a person per se. But self-checkout causes me a lot of stress. Number one, I'm like always worried that I'm not going fast enough and that the people waiting in line are only mad at me, that I'm not bagging my groceries fast enough. But also, I might have gotten arrested when I was under 18, a juvenile, and had to do community service for stealing. So I have a major complex that not that I'm going to steal, so don't worry, but that I'm going to get caught for stealing. So I'm always like very obvious about like my moving the products. Like I'm very specific about keeping them very far away from each other, and I'm slow with my movements. And then when that red like alert comes up, it causes me like tremendous stress, and the lady has to come over, and I act all cool, but I'm like really like super embarrassed that I again have fucked up, and they're gonna like look at the camera and think that I was trying to steal something on purpose. Okay, so I have been doing a lot better lately with my anxiety. And so I've been like I've been wearing headphones when I go into stores, and I'm able to like get into like a zone where I'm not like worried about everyone around me. So that's huge for me. And so going through self-checkout has been so much less stressful for me. So a couple days ago, I put up a post, and it just somewhere along in the post, it made reference to that I've seen growth in myself, that the self-checkout doesn't cause me as much anxiety. So today, just now, I'm in ShopRite parking lot, and I go and I pick all these foods, and I'm feeling all confident because I've asked a couple of workers in the store some questions, and that's big for me. So I come around to the self-checkout, and the self-checkout at this ShopRite, there's two kinds. There's one that have the lines that you just wait to go through, and there's like three cash registers like in a line. But then this one is like there's a square, so you enter into the square, and then you're all kind of like surrounded by the cash registers. So I come up to it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I don't get nervous at self-checkouts anymore. I'm gonna be amazing. So I start walking in, and the worker who is like in the center, the guy in the center that, I don't know, he's like spying on all of us. I don't know what his job is. He just stands there with like a walkie in his hand, or I don't know what it is in his hand. He puts up his hand, and I'm like, oh shit. And then this lady, another kiosk monitor lady, jumps out in front of me and blocks me from coming into the square. And I'm like, holy shit. She's like, wait. And she like backs me up, and I'm like, what have I done? And so I back up, and she's like, the registers were just fed, money. So, we have to wait until the money goes through. Okay. Like, the alarm between these two workers that I had entered the square of cash registers before they were quite ready put me into an instant panic that I had done something horribly wrong. And so now the rest of self-checkout was a complete nervous wreck. I was like having trouble opening my bag. I was like shaking. The thing wouldn't stay flat on the bottom. So I'm like trying to hold it out really far with my left hand and reach and get the first item with my right hand, but keep them really far away from each other. So I might have gone back to square one with self-checkout. Kind of sucks.